Have you ever pondered why some people seem to be terrified of commitment? Commitment, in its simplest form, is a pledge or a promise to do something. It's the act of dedicating oneself to a cause or a course of action. It's the glue that holds relationships together, the foundation upon which trust is built. Commitment is the fuel that drives us towards our goals, and it's a crucial ingredient in the recipe of personal growth. Yet, for some people, the mere mention of the word commitment sends shivers down their spines. It's as if they're standing at the edge of a cliff, peering into the unknown, with the word commitment echoing in the wind, pushing them towards the edge. The fear of commitment, my friends, is a peculiar phenomenon. It's a fear that can stifle growth, hinder relationships, and keep us stuck in a state of perpetual indecisiveness. Imagine a squirrel, let's call him Bob, standing in front of two piles of nuts. Bob wants to commit to one pile, but he's afraid. What if the other pile is better? What if he's making the wrong choice? Bob is paralyzed by his fear of commitment, unable to enjoy the bounty before him. The story of Bob is a humorous anecdote, but it's also a reflection of the struggle many of us face. We're all Bobs in some way, standing in front of our own piles of nuts, paralyzed by the fear of making a wrong choice. But let me tell you, the beauty of commitment is that it liberates us from the burden of choice. It allows us to focus our energy on making the most of what we have, rather than worrying about what we might be missing out on. Now that we've unraveled the mystery of commitment, let's delve into a story of overcoming this fear. Imagine this: a young man named Tom, intelligent and charming, yet paralyzed by the thought of commitment. In the grand tapestry of life, Tom was a vibrant thread, weaving through experiences with a zest that was contagious, yet there was one thing that caused him to stumble time and time again: commitment. The mere thought of it would send shivers down his spine, as though he was standing on the precipice of a great abyss, teetering on the edge of uncertainty. This fear wasn't limited to romantic relationships alone. It extended into every facet of his life, from the decision to adopt a pet to the thought of settling into a stable career. Every time an opportunity of commitment presented itself, Tom would take a step back, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. His relationships were a series of fleeting moments, beautiful sunsets that never transitioned into the calm of the night. The women in his life would often find themselves puzzled, unable to comprehend why a man so charming and attentive could never commit. They'd leave, their hearts heavy with the weight of unfulfilled promises and unrealized dreams. On the work front, Tom was a genius, his ideas innovative and his execution flawless. Yet, he'd shy away from promotions, the idea of being tied down to a role terrifying him. He'd watch as his peers climbed the corporate ladder, their faces glowing with the satisfaction of hard-earned success. Tom's fear of commitment was like a shadow, following him everywhere, making him feel small and insignificant under its looming presence. It kept him from experiencing the joy of waking up next to the same person every day, the satisfaction of seeing a project through to its completion, the warmth of having a pet greet him at the door. The consequences of his fear were not lost on him. He saw the missed opportunities, the broken hearts, the unexplored potential. He knew he was caught in a cycle, one that was preventing him from truly living his life. Tom's life was a roller coaster ride, but he knew something had to change. So how did Tom begin to overcome his fear of commitment? Well, like any hero in a tale of triumph, Tom embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing. It all started with acknowledging his fear, a step that may seem simple, yet it holds immense power. By recognizing his fear, Tom was able to face it head-on, rather than let it silently dictate his decisions. But acknowledging the fear was just the first step. Tom then delved into the root of his fear, peeling back the layers of his past experiences and emotions. It was akin to a treasure hunt, but instead of a chest full of gold at the end, there was a deeper understanding of himself. This introspection wasn't always comfortable, but it was necessary. It required courage to confront the painful memories and emotions he'd buried deep within. Along the way, Tom had to face a series of challenges. There were times he wanted to retreat, to go back to the safety of his shell, but he pushed through, knowing that the only way out was through. He learned to navigate his emotions, to sit with his discomfort, and to confront his fears. And he didn't do it all alone. He had a support system, people who cared for him, who wanted to see him thrive. They listened, they comforted, they encouraged. They were his cheerleaders, his sounding board, his safe haven. They reminded him that it's okay to be vulnerable, to ask for help, and to lean on others. Tom also sought professional help. A therapist became a beacon of light, guiding him through the darkest corners of his mind. They offered tools and strategies to manage his fear, transforming it from a looming shadow into a manageable part of his life. In the end, Tom's journey was about more than just overcoming a fear of commitment. It was about self-discovery, about healing, about growth. It was about learning to trust himself and others, and about building the courage to open his heart to love and connection. Tom's journey wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And so, Tom emerged from his journey a changed man. He was no longer the person who cowered at the thought of commitment, who shied away from taking on responsibilities. He had confronted his fears head-on and he stood tall, victorious. Tom's transformation was more than just a physical one. He had undergone a profound shift in his mindset too. He learned that commitment was not a beast to be feared, but a friend to be embraced. It was a bond, a promise, a dedication to someone or something, and that realization, that shift in perspective, made all the difference. The fear of commitment that had once been a towering wall in his life was now just a stepping stone. Tom had learned to see commitment not as an obstacle but as an opportunity. An opportunity to grow, to learn, to experience new things. He discovered that commitment, in all its forms, was a catalyst for change, a harbinger of progress. In his personal life, Tom found that commitment brought him closer to his loved ones. It strengthened his relationships, deepened his connections, and brought a new level of trust and understanding. It was no longer a source of anxiety, but a source of joy. In his professional life, commitment brought him success. It taught him the value of dedication, of perseverance, of hard work. It taught him that success was not a destination, but a journey that required commitment. And so Tom's triumph over fear was not just a personal victory, it was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of courage and determination, a rallying cry for all those who were trapped in the clutches of fear. It was a message that said, yes, you can. You can overcome your fears. You can embrace commitment. You can transform your life. And that, dear viewers, is the triumphant tale of Tom. A tale of courage, of transformation, of triumph. A tale that reminds us all that fear is nothing more than a state of mind, and that with courage and determination we can overcome anything. So let's take a leaf out of Tom's book and face our fears head on. Because after all, the only thing standing between us and our dreams is fear itself. So what can we learn from Tom's story, you might be wondering? Well, let's take a moment to reflect. Tom's story is a potent reminder that fear of commitment, often stemming from underlying insecurities and past experiences, is a universal struggle. But it's also a testament to the fact that these fears can be faced head-on and can be overcome. Remember how Tom initially allowed his fear to dictate his life, causing him to shy away from commitment? But then he decided to confront his fear, to understand its roots, and to work on it. He didn't let it define him, and neither should you. If you find yourself standing at the edge of a commitment, be it a relationship, a job, a financial decision, or even a personal goal, and fear is holding you back, take a page out of Tom's book. Understand that it's okay to be scared, it's okay to have doubts. But what's not okay is to let these fears stop you from living your life to the fullest. Remember, every commitment is a step towards growth, towards a better version of yourself. Don't just stand on the sidelines of your life, watching as opportunities pass you by. Dive in, embrace the uncertainty, take the leap. And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all in this together, learning, growing, evolving. So take a moment today to reflect on your fears. Understand them, challenge them, overcome them, and remember, you're stronger than your fears. You have the power to shape your life, to make decisions that lead you to happiness and fulfillment. Remember, like Tom, you too can triumph over your fears. Don't forget to subscribe to Motivational Grand Rising. Like and share this video, and select the notification bell. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Let's continue this journey of self-discovery and growth together. Let's rise, grandly.